Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go-Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
Welcome to an overcast Parnell Park for this Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin Senior 1 Hurling Championship encounter between Ballyboden, St Endas and St Vincents. Already in this group, Crave Kieran were beaten by Whitehall Columkill 4-17 to 2-18, while St Vincents, they're looking for a second win because they beat Jews 21 points to 14. Ballyboden, St Endas playing their first game of the championship today. The standings, well, I'm not sure there's much point going through them this early, but St Vincent's are on top in the group. Whitehall Columkill in second, Ballyboden, St Endas third, Crave Kieran fourth, and St Jude's fifth. But early days in the group. There are other games going on today outside of the ones going on here in Parnell Park at 3:30. Running concurrently to this match, it is St Jude's against Crave Kieran. Joe Fortune joining me for this game. Joe, should be a good day's hurling.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Oisin. Last week didn't really have that kind of real championship feel to it, but just the 2 games we have here today, like they're mouth-watering really on the start of a huge weekend for hurling in the capital. But looking at today as the first one, Boden and Vincents, since 17-18, they've had massive battles. And last year's one was just separated from a penalty at the very, very end. Conor Donoghue saving a penalty from Tomo to allow Boden go to the final. So really looking forward to today's hurling. The second one should be a massive cracker as well.
It will indeed be a massive cracker. Kilmacud Crokes up against Nafina. Nafina, of course, the current Dublin champions. This shouldn't be bad either. The condition's not amazing, but the pitch in good condition, Joe. Yeah,
the pitch is in. Look, it's a credit to Noel and all the lads that work here all the time. You come in, and even from the aesthetics of how it looks up here, like the surface down there is spot on, with all the rain that's been there this morning as well. But look, I'd say Boden are probably looking forward to this, Oisin, because last weekend was the start of the Dublin Championship. They didn't have a match. Like, you're sitting back this bye weekend. Does it work? Like, that's probably for another day's discussion. I don't think it does, to be honest. It leaves that team out. But they'll be coming in today as well, raring to go for a championship. But will that match last week serve Vincents well? Like, they were good when they needed to be last week without being anything over, real zealous. There was no real bite to it. But I've no, like, the league game that they had this year between the 2 teams as well, there was a bit of spice to it as well, so I've no doubt Vincents win today, they're in a serious position. You said it to me last week. Is it true that whoever wins this game today, more than likely with how fixtures could go and should go, the likelihood is whoever wins today could end up going directly to a semi-final.
Some familiar names in that starting 15, some new ones as well, including David Gleeson from Tipperary and Ronan Toomey from Cork.
Yeah, I didn't have the two lads. Ronan Toomey from Cork. The two of them have cemented down positions. They seem to be really impressed at the moment with young Gleeson from Tipperary. He was part of Liam Cahill's team in around kind of 18, 19 as an under 21. Really, really exciting forward. And he's in around Niall McMurray. I've said it to you before. I think Niall McMurray is the linchpin of that forward line. Very interesting to see as well. Boden have put Lambert at 11. And the idea, I suppose, he's been in around that 6th position and sweeping position for the last couple of years for them. So maybe adding something. You don't have that Keeney named. You don't have Durkin named. Finn McGarry, Dean Curran, Timmy Hammersley, so they probably needed that bit of aggression and that physicality in the forward line to push forward.
Of course, they were the finalists last year, beaten by Nafina in that final. Let's have a look at the St Vincent's team, our second look at St Vincent's this season, and they're still missing some big names, Joe.
Yeah, Rian McBride is the big one for me that's missing there. Dermo last year had a massive impact, I think, in the forward line working alongside Hedgehoe, but I think Rian McBride is a massive loss for them just for his physicality, his shooting. Look, it can be a little bit erratic at times, but he can be a match winner on his day. Very, very impressed with his brother last week. Thought Derek had a good game. Brian Bulger the same as well. And look, you look at Conor Burke. Like, Conor Burke is dangerous. He's one of the top hurlers in the country at the moment, and he's very, very dangerous at this level. And he was exciting when he was on ball last week, but he's going to have a lot to handle Lambert at 11 today.
Ballyboden St Endas, as already mentioned, finalists last season, the season before semi-finalists in 2021, quarter-finalists in 2020, runners-up in 2019, quarter-finalists. Too long a wait for a club like Ballyboden, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like 18 is the last win. 20 they're in the final against Coola. 4 or 5 points up at half time. Probably could have been 7 or 8 and didn't push on. Coola won the final in 20, but haven't won anything significant since then, Oisín. And for a hurling club like Ballyboden, it probably hurts. And you see the quality that Kilmacud and Nafina have coming through. Lucan as well, in fairness, are on the edge at the moment of producing really quality, good players as well. So Boden will want to stay in that top 4 at least, but they want silverware out there. And last year were very, very disappointed in the county final. We'll know that themselves. Nafina just on the day just cut loose and finally brought that trophy back, but it's something for Ballyboden. They're bringing through young players. Very impressed last year at times with Jack Lambert, young Luke Mulligan Lynch at times as well, and young Owen Behan. So they are trying to bring in young players along with some of the older players too, but they won't get anything easy off Vincents today, as we know.
And just a reminder, St Vincent's have been consistent over the last couple of years. Semi-finalists last year, quarter-finalists the year before that, and the year before that they went out in the group stage. So they have built over the last couple of years, and they started off with a solid performance last week.
Yeah, solid, but the man on the line, the leader of the pack, as you call it, with Pat there, like the reality is, you've seen over the last 2 years what he's brought. He's brought that steel and that willingness and that want to work hard. If you don't want to work hard, you don't play. Yeah. And like, he's really brought that aggression into the backs. But they're going to find it hard today to match what Boden have up front, I think, and they're going to need a good start. The time when these two teams come together, Oisín, there's always a seriously physical battle, and that's what I'm looking forward to, because I felt last week they just lacked that bit of real fight in Championship hurling. And like, look, for Dublin management's point of view, they're going to want to be watching these games and trying to find 1 or 2 extra, especially up front from 9 or 10 up to 15. Who's going to light up the Championship this year and give them an opportunity to push on maybe of wearing a blue jersey next year?
It is St Vincent's against Ballyboden. Over the last couple of years, when these two come together or have come together, it's created sparks, hasn't it?
It has, and even in the league game this year, there was it was spicy as well. And look, you want that too. You want in Championship hurling. Like, I just felt last week it was a little bit going through the motions at times, maybe not wanting to lose as much as wanting to go and win. And there was 2 10-minute spells, I thought, for Vinnies in the middle of both halves where they just were a little bit off it. And if they're off it today, they'll be punished. Last week they weren't. I was impressed with them over the last 12 to 18 months. I think they've added a bit of steel. I do think McBride is a massive loss. Oisín Lanigan as well is out in Australia. So will McBride or Oisín be back for the Championship? We don't know. But look, they have some good young players coming through, but they're going to need to be first of all up for the physical battle. And like I've said to you a million times, I think Hedgehoe on the edge of the square is still a huge attribute for a club team, at least, if not more. And he looks to have trimmed down an awful lot, looks fit, looked really up for it last week too, and he loves nothing more than going at Ballyboden.
He loves the battle as well, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, and he doesn't complain and give out and moan, and he just takes the big hits. And look, Boden have the same. Boden have some serious players there from teams that have won club championships as well. And you look even down the line of the likes of Lambert and Dooley and Niall McMurrow. They're still serious players, along with some of the younger players like Paddy Dunleavy, who's captain in the side now.
Ballyboden under new management. Enda Kinsella, who's from Wexford but who did play for the club, scored a goal against Vincents actually in a county final some years ago. So he's looking for a good opening here in the championship. Paddy Dunleavy, who is one of the captains, just getting a bit of encouragement from one of the mentors. And the final few words being spoken in the huddle. Ballyboden taking on St. Vincent's. Coming up later on, by the way, at 5:30, it is Kilmacud Crokes up against Nafina. That should be a good one.
Yeah, that's one that I think everyone's looking forward to. And look, with the big game tomorrow as well, like, you know, it's a huge weekend for hurling in Dublin, and I suppose anybody's around the place now as well, you know, from different counties will drop in, if not for this game, for the second game as well, because that's going to be a cracker. It'll be interesting to see will Bowden go. It doesn't look like Conor Dooley's going to start, so I'd imagine
he's not. It's confirmed now. Yeah,
I'd imagine Madden might go back into 6, and the possibility then they'll bring Paul Ryan in.
That's correct. That's what's happening now.
Okay, all right.
Mystic Joe.
Mystic Joe. I can see Reiner there. He'll probably go wing forward, and then they'll bring Madden into the centre.
Okay, well, let's get underway. Don't forget, also going on at the moment, St. Jude's up against Crave Kieran. We'll try and bring you score updates from that game. Later on in O'Toole Park, Luke and Sarsfield's taking on Coola. And at the same time in Parnell Park, that's here, Kilmacud Crokes up against Nafina. That game to come live, but we've got a bit of a belter first. St. Vincent's taking on Ballyboden. You thought the All-Ireland final was the only hurling game show in town in Dublin this weekend. Well, you were wrong. It's a festival of hurling in Dublin this weekend. Quite frankly, a festival that should be made more of, but on the pitch, we're going to be entertained.
Yeah, but credit to Dublin GAA as well, like providing the games for people who are not here, who can't be here, you know, for free as well, you know, on platforms to allow other people to see it. It's huge, and I don't see Pat there today as well, so you know, for whatever reason that is, we hope everything's all right, and at the same time, we want to make sure that we're in for a serious cracker here today.
I've no doubt we are. We're about to get underway. Luke Lacey is our referee. It's the calm before the storm. John Maguire probing around midfield there. It's the first scramble of the game, the first of many. The pitch in good order, so the ball will travel on it. It won't get stuck too much. It has been raining in Dublin today, so it will be wet conditions. Burke roaming forward. He can strike them from these kind of positions. Conor Burke. Wide.
Yeah, he got on the ball well there, and Gleeson tried to get back after him, but a good ball by Berkey, but he just, you know, he needs to be taking those scores.
They aimed that towards Niall McMorrow, didn't get to him. Line ball to St. Vincent's. How tough will it be for Ballyboden in the first few minutes, given that they haven't had a championship game and their opponents have?
You don't really know where you are, Oisin. You know, like you can have all the training and challenge games you want. You're getting ready as a club player, waiting for the likes of Madden that to come back into the club scene, but you don't really know where you are, and like the first 10 minutes here you will know, and I know they were really disappointed last year with their performance, really disappointed in the final, so they'll want to go back and prove. You see Lambert's got into 11 there now, and like we said, Madden's gone into midfield. The likelihood is Burke will pick up Simo.
No changes in the St. Vincent's team. Hedgehoe comes out to strike the free. No real breeze to speak of in Parnell Park this afternoon. Over it goes.
Yeah, and he didn't really connect with it cleanly, like, you know, just kind of skimmed over the top of it, but a good strike, and he was immaculate last week from his frees. It'll be a big say in the game today, I think.
Where will that rebound into the path of? He just couldn't quite soak it up there, the St. Vincent's player, pulled on by Luke Mulligan-Lynch. He's over it now again. And that's really good play by the cornerback. Lost it, snaffled up by Conor Burke. He's so important for Vince, isn't he? That's driven down the park by Connolly. And it's wide.
Yeah, super ball by Burke to find Connolly at the far side. Bowden going really fast with the puck out.
Madden finds his man. He turns and has a look up, pops it forward. Simon Lambert still doing it after all these years. Owen Behan trying to find a route through heavy Vincent's traffic. Guides it down into the corner, and Ronan Toomey, the Tipperary man, Cork man, I beg your pardon. And Burke collects it. A Tipperary man in one corner, a Cork man in another. Driven down the park by Killian O'Neill.
He's copy.
Hedgehoe couldn't quite collect it.
It was McBride inside. Hedgehoe, they brought him out, yeah.
Dunleavy. Lambert. Lambert collides with Heatherton.
I'm not sure. I think that was a good hit by Hedgehow, to be honest, Ger. But Jack won't mind that. He'll take it all day. But I thought that was an okay hit.
Yep.
Jack played in goal actually for Dublin Minors at one stage. He's a serious puck of the ball.
That's more of a delivery than a shot. Scrambling after that one is David Gleeson. Can he get there? Bowden looking for the score and getting it. That's really good.
Yeah, good score. They're excited about this fellow, Sheen. Like he's come to serious pedigree, coming from Tipperary and that team that was under Liam Cahill. So they are really excited about this guy.
And there's another Tipperary man making an impact at the club at the moment. Not available today, Timmy Hammersley. It's a diagonal ball down the line. Trying to get there is Bulger. Bulger at a tight enough angle. Narrows the angle.
It's McBride, I think, again, is it?
Well, they both wear the white helmets.
Yeah, I think it's McBride. One thing you see there with Sean McDonald going, he's allowing that ball to drop and then contest. If he does that with McBride, he'll eat him up all day long. And you can see, I think it's Lambert and reminding him now to attack the ball rather than leaving the ball to drop.
Both wearing white helmets, both wearing black boots, but it is McBride. That's me trying to make excuses for myself. Oh, a slip might cost Ballyboden. Bean just couldn't quite get there. It's snaffled up. Breaks kindly. Here's Sean Mulcahy.
Yeah.
Free in.
Good call by Luke. Just that ball, Oisin, when it comes skimming, like you made a comment there just at the start of the coverage, like the rain that's fallen in the last maybe 12 hours, that surface is very, very slippy. And if Connor's going to hit puck outs like that, they have to go to hand. If you allow that ball to hit the surface, it's going to skim fast all the time.
Hedger looking for his second free. So far, all the points have come from the named full forward line. A Heatherton free and a McBride point from play. That's good. Conor O'Donoghue taking his time with the puck at this time. Normally they've kind of come a bit quicker. Batted down, but who's going to get there? Jack Lambert tried to make it his. Getting in there, Paddy Gilroy. He's a real battler. Gilroy just got away from him on the second attempt. Now trying to pick it up is Heatherton. That's amazing.
It is, but you know, and I've said this a number of times, and I know you keep saying it to me, like that guy when he's on form, when he's fit, is well able and capable, you know, at any level to get scores. And I know he's got a number of chances, but like, he's just, when he's in club form, he's really, really good.
Dunleavy sends it on to Simon Lambert. Similar to McMorrow. McMorrow. Oh, that's a great delivery. It's just dropped by Gleeson, but he does regather. Gleeson. Wide.
It was close enough there. I can see Danny Harrington on the line here just looking at it as well, but it was close, but strike off his left again. He looks dangerous when he's on ball. He could have taken the man on there as well, Oisin. There was space in front of him. You know, the Vincents defender had come out and
Hedgeho's the target. It's well defended. Might fall to McBride or Bulger. It is McBride. I'll be careful before I commit from here on in. McBride.
Great ball.
Oh, great ball inside. It was gathered by Cosgrave. Cosgrave!
Oh,
great save. Fantastic save. Chance might not be gone. Looking to defend it as Luke Corcoran gets away by any means necessary. Bulger's following him. Squeezes it out to Madden. Well, credit Conor O'Donoghue. That was a magnificent save.
Yeah, huge save. And again, you have to credit the forward too. I love that idea of you're going inside. The easiest thing was to tip it over the bar, but he'd space in front of him, got through, hit the ball down nice and low. Conor knew he was going to go across him, got down on the ground really, really well. So good save, and that'll lift him back there. They're a little bit off it at the minute in the full back line, allowing Vincents to wing the ball, but I can see Madden now gone on to Hedgehow.
O'Donoghue. It was intercepted but lost by Killian O'Neill. There's a real fight for possession here. Gleeson might have taken on the shot himself. Gives it to McMorrow. It's always a good option, isn't it?
Yep, good score. Gleeson, he's won his ball, Oisin, hasn't he? Every time the ball's gone near him, he's like, and they're probably going to have to look at putting, like when you look at it, Morehouse Carl, serious man marker, but they have him on McMurrow at the moment. Great take.
Hedger with a dipping ball. McDonald got out in front, defended it well, and finds Mulligan Lynch, who's smothered by Cosgrave. Also in there was Bulger. Ballyboden win the break. Ballyboden looking to run it out, but they've overrun it, and it is a free in for Steps.
Yeah, Paul Ryan came out there, took the ball, was just about to strike off his left. That big roar from the line over then gave Luke a choice to make, and he's right. Good call. He was over the 4 steps, and it gives Hedgehow a chance now as well to put another one on the board. Bowden are not alive yet. Like there's no real, like you said to me earlier, there's no real championship to them yet. No real championship feel to them yet.
No, that can happen.
Yeah.
You can see them kind of warming up a bit.
And they'll get a few reminders now as well around the pitch of that this is, like I said, you can have all the challenge games you want. Hedges had a great start to this game now.
Looking for his 4th point. He's 3rd from a free. Ooh. Commentator's curse.
Just say it, yeah.
O'Donoghue. There's a slip, so it might allow the Vincents player to get in ahead and steal that one. Bounces around. Vincents have the possession. Conor Burke. Wide.
No, Conor, and somebody said yes, Conor. Like that's 4 wides that Vincents have had. 1 from a free, 3 from play. They could easily be 7-2 up.
Lambert looks calm in possession. Probing ball for Gleeson, who does get there. He's got McMurrow with them. Gleeson. Someone got a hurl on it. It rediverted it to a Vincent's man. That man is Sean Mulcahy. It's a free in. Throw ball, you're right.
Yeah, probably unlucky not to get the free the first time he hit the ground, but Luke was right beside him, so saw that the throw ball, and that's something, look, we'll probably see it tomorrow as well with Johnny Murphy too, that they're going to be right on top of it, and if there's no action from the hand coming at all, you're going to give away a free. It gives Reiner a chance to put one over the bar.
Over it goes from Paul Ryan. Wearing 22, but started the game in place of Conor Dooley.
See Ballyboden going zonal here with Jack Lambert, leaving him just to cover the space, and the Vincents, they've obviously watched how Vincents move on that puck out. It's a great puck out by Perry again.
He was excellent last week as well. Here's Brian Morehouse Carroll. Carried it into trouble, and Paul Ryan. Here's Gleeson. He's a bit of a hoover, isn't he?
Yeah,
John McGuire. McGuire might take it on himself. No, gives it to McMurrow. Clever from McMurrow. McMurrow shortens the grip.
Yep.
And puts it over.
Good
2 points
score
for him now.
Yeah, good score, like you said, Oisin. That surface is causing a couple of lads to slip as well, and you can see McMurrow come out again. Could have maybe possibly went at him. You love that forward when he wins his own ball to go directly at the goal. But Perry's puck outs and his shot stopping last week were very good. It's back to 11 game now, where Vincents could have easily been 7-2 up.
Goes over the head of Ryan. Hedgehow tries to make it his. Stuck to him was Luke Corcoran. Line ball to Ballyboden.
Ryan are capable now of really putting this one deep inside if he needs it.
Ryan. Gleeson is the target, just flicked away from him. Morehouse Carroll read that like a book. And it is a 65, but had Gleeson got that, it was probably going to be a goal.
Yeah, but Perry possibly could have been a bit faster out there as well to allow the ball had come off the defender's hurl and again out for a 65, and it's very rare that Reiner misses these.
Over it goes, Paul Ryan. Trying to carry it out as Owen O'Neill almost ran himself into trouble, got himself out of that trouble quite well. O'Neill scoops it to O'Neill.
Yeah, and actually put it over as well. what Boden are doing now, you can see they went 4-2 down and they say, right, give them the sharp puck out, and then on that 40, attack and hit on the 40, and you can see Paul Ryan and Lambert there as well trying to contain the ball. So once Vincents get to the 40 on their puck out, they're taking a catch and their steps are gone, and then that's allowing them that Boden half forward line to suffocate them on the way out. Luke could have probably let that go as well, couldn't he? Ball went over the bar.
Yeah.
And Hedgehoe missed the last one.
And this is not a gimme.
No, it's not.
So Owen and Killian O'Neill combining there. It looked like it had gone over, but in fairness to the referee, he had played the advantage, so he blew the whistle. So it is a free to St. Vincent's. It certainly has the distance and the accuracy. What a strike from Heatherton.
Yeah, and it loads to spare as well. Like again, we're saying it like it's 5-5. Vincent's could have been maybe 8-9, 3 or 4 points up with a couple of the wides that they've had. But look, Enda Kinstle will be happy enough for Ballyboden as well if they've settled now back into championship mode.
Intercepted. Burke into the corner. It is McBride being followed by McDonald. McDonald does really well. McBride hasn't given up on it. And it takes 2 from Ballyboden to turn him over. Here's Jack Lambert. Looking for a man with a bit of space. James Madden after that, but can't get there. And it's a line ball for St. Vincent's.
This fella's capable of putting this over the bar, Oisin. It's strange now. There's loads of physical contact, but there's loads of lads as well.
Heatherton. No.
There's loads of lads kind of sauntering around a small bit around the middle too, like, when it's unless it's puck out time.
O'Neill went up for it, couldn't quite gather it first time. Broken well and taken by Gilroy, who sends Cosgrave away. Cosgrave, half hooked there. Doesn't get enough on the shot. O'Donoghue takes.
One thing I really like about Vince is when there's a man on the ball, there's always an off-the-shoulder runner. But the problem with that is they've nobody in at 14. You need to have, I know McBride isn't there at the minute, but you need to have Hedgehoe in at 11 or in at 14 to make sure when the ball goes in that there's somebody that's capable of winning it every time.
That didn't look like Gleeson's ball, but somehow he got it. Now, he couldn't soak it up, but he stopped Vincents from getting it. That's a bit of a barge, isn't it? Strong stuff from Simon Lambert.
Yeah, just in the back, and Luke was right. That's one that'll give a free to Vincents.
Sean Mulcahy, the victim of that. The ever-young Simo flying around the park.
Look, he's been huge. He's been a huge player for Ballyboden and for Dublin for a number of years. Probably the Dublin career ended too quickly and too early, but he's been massive for that club, and it'll be a long time. I think they'll have to wheel him out of senior hurling because he just loves that club and loves that team. But that was one he won't be happy seeing again because it was in the back.
He's another 10 years of senior left, of course.
You're looking for free coffee now, by the way. You're looking at the coffee shops the boys have. Big one for Hedgehoe.
I do like coffee. And I do walk my cousin's dog around the Ballyboden area, around the Firhouse area. So, Hedgehoe.
That's a super strike.
Oh, that is amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. Dissected it. 4 points from frees, 1 from play, 5 for Hedgehoe, 6 for Vincents. Risky, but Lambert takes it. Has McDonald there if he wanted to give it to him. Didn't. A little bit of a heavy touch. That can happen on the first day in championship. In fairness, he recovered well. Now it's Maguire. Maguire has to be careful, and is. It's good running by Maguire. Cosgrave is after him. Maguire. I think he found his man more by accident than design, but they may find a score in any case. It's wide.
Yeah, it was a good ball by John. Went running down the centre and put the ball over to Simon. But again, that's one that needs to go over the bar.
Morehouse Carroll trying to get away from Toomey. Hedgehoe always comes out to the middle and gets involved. And hits that one wide.
Yeah, I thought he was on an advantage as well. I think that's why Hedgehoe hit it, because he saw Luke's hand up, but he's been reminded that it's only 5 seconds.
O'Donoghue, zippy puck out, finds Ryan. Well taken by Madden. McMorrow, can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. But just couldn't get the possession, couldn't get it under control. His teammate comes in to help him out.
Great defending.
Yeah, it's real blitz stuff from Vincents, isn't it? But it's Ballyboden who, well, I was going to say have it. They had it, but they have the free now anyway.
Yeah, it's a big one to win in the ruck. Like, you're waiting for you can hear the step shout from the line, and it'll give Paul Ryan a chance to put the ball over again. But you have to give it to Vincents again. That tigerish, in-your-face aggression, the tackling. You know, it's really good. You know they had a game last week too, and it's taken Boden a while to settle into it. But both teams gone at it so far, and it's enjoyable fair rushing so far.
Ryan. That's over. That's really good from Paul Ryan, but no surprise.
No surprise. He's been doing it for years for the club and for Dublin as well. He's one of the best free takers in the country. 6-all. You know, good game. You need an out goal to really spark it up now, I think, as well, for both teams to go at it.
Well, McDonald was coming out too, but Madden cut it out. Good ball, nice turn. Unbean. He can really move with the canty. Good taken turn by Niall Ryan. Yeah, they've got some sprinters. Niall Ryan slips it inside. No one was waiting. Mulcahy steals it. Mulcahy gets it again. Mulcahy gives it away. McMorrow, was that off the ground? Referee says no. Lost it anyway. Mulcahy won it back. Is that Morehouse Carroll? It is. Flung out with the hand. Heatherton back on his home 45. Couldn't keep it in play. Line ball, Ballyboden.
Yeah, it's line ball, Ballyboden. It is, but
yeah.
Again, if you're the Ballyboden manager, if you're Enda Kinsell over there now, you're happy that Hedgehoe's out there. You know, 60, 70 yards from his own goal. McBride could do that work out there as much as John could, and when John is in around the square, he's a constant worry and threat. So you'd wonder, will Vincents look at the idea of maybe pushing him back at 14 and letting McBride, because McBride has that youthful legs as well to get up and down the pitch as much as he can as a 10 or 12.
Lambert. No one really there to attack it from the Ballyboden point of view. In fairness to Toomey, he made it stick. Gleeson now in to help him out, but it's Vincent who have it back. Burke. Cushion ball out to O'Neill. Killian O'Neill into the corner. Derek McBride takes it well. McBride looking for his second score.
No.
And he hasn't got it. Not right now anyway. It might come a little bit later.
No, and he came off his left, and again he had a runner go through the middle. The one thing I love about Conor Burke is he never hits a ball to nobody. He always cushions that ball to somebody's hand, and again the call afterwards was give him a ball that he can win. Brilliant.
Fantastic. Jack Lambert steals in. Gives to Niall Ryan. Runners off the shoulder everywhere. Barging forward is Paddy Dunleavy. He goes to ground and it's a free in. He was moving at some pace there, wasn't he, Dunleavy?
He was, and it was a big hit by Tomo, and there wasn't that much in it. A little bit of contact, but a free that Paul Ryan will fancy his chances of putting them one up. Like, you want that bit. Like, one thing I'd say about last weekend, and I know Sean will do the same in the second game too. Like, you want that bit of physicality, because you know yourself, Ocean, you go down the country, then you come out of Dublin in whatever 2 or 3 months' time, and you go down the country, and like the game is more physical when we get out of Dublin sometimes, and you want that bit of physical hitting allowed within the parameters of the rules too, but there's very, very little in that.
He can hit them from the right, and well, he can hit them from the left, just not on that occasion.
Yes, that's one miss now for Paul and for John as well. Both that they would say, look, they'd normally get. Leaves it at 6-6. Low scoring, but enjoyable.
Morehouse Carroll, good catch. Trying to get away from Simo. O'Neill. Tidy ball, tidy play. He thought about taking the shot, but was smothered. Flipped it off to Sean Mulcahy. Mulcahy is blocked down by Paul Ryan. Derek McBride. Clash of the Ash with Sean MacDonald, but he might have put enough on that one. He has. That's a really good score. McBride with his second. We told you it wouldn't be long until that arrived.
Yeah, he's very like the brother. Like, he'll shoot. I'd say you'd want to send a fella Christmas cards in order to get a ball off him. Like, he's really he wants to shoot all, and you love that about a forward. What I'd love to see Derek doing is actually taking the next ball on, taking the defender on, and going at it.
And I'm sure Ryan is watching on from somewhere around the world.
Yeah, on a sun chair now with a bottle of gin or something, but
well, maybe not the bottle of gin. Oh, that was a slap.
That's late. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that Lambert didn't go to ground, didn't scream. He actually looked at him.
Yeah,
I would have been more afraid of the look than any kind of diving he did there.
Yeah, and you can see Danny going over to him as well, over to Jack. Look, those Lamberts they're well capable of taking they'll give it, but they're well able to take it as well, and there's never any kind of dancing around about it. But yeah, that's a deserved yellow. Yellow
card for Cillian O'Neill, and in fairness to Jack Lambert, did not make a big deal of it. I'm not saying hurlers are superior in that regard, Joe. I'm just saying he didn't make a big deal of it when he could have. Ryan.
Yep.
Speaking of superior, that's supreme and superior. Brilliant from Ryan.
Yeah, past your own midfield, down on the left hand side on the touchline. Great score, great free, and that puts Ballyboden again. It's back to 7-all. People watching at home as well. It's a huge battleground in the middle. There's 1-on-1 inside for both teams. It's really sucked into the middle, and there's a lot of big hits going in around the middle. But it's just, if they get the right ball into that 1-on-1 inside, it could create a goal chance.
Morehouse Carroll needs some treatment. I have been made aware that some people can't watch the game. They're in work or whatever, so they have it on in the background. So effectively need a bit of radio style commentary. 24 minutes gone, 7 points apiece. Just to let you know, if you're listening rather than watching. Delighted to have you with us on Dubs TV for the Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin Senior Hurling Championship encounter of Ballyboden and Vincents. An encounter that I think it's fair to say is warming up. Here's Heatherton. I really just need to call him Hedjo. Sweeping it forward is Bulger. Well won by Dunleavy. They work it out here, Simo. Dunleavy. Nice turn by Madden. Madden trying to get away from O'Neill, who's on a yellow card, so has to be careful. And Ballyboden just run out of pitch.
Yeah, it's a poor ball by James. He'll know that himself. He came out and no real option. They were getting loads out of Gleeson at the start, really exciting. Like I said to you, there's a lot of talk out in Boden about this young tip star. He's a good player, and the first 10 minutes they get loads of ball into him, and not a ball has gone in since then.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he does fly for Ballyboden this year. Will he catch the eyes of an inter-county manager, be it the one from Dublin or the one from Tip? Anyway, he's concentrating on his club form at the moment. That's a good block down, but it's Vincents who get the line ball out of it. MacDonald reads that well. Paul Ryan thought about shooting, steps into a bit of space, delivers rather than shoots, looking for Gleeson. Gleeson had Andrew Gilroy all over him, and Andrew Gilroy defends it really well.
Yeah, it's Tiger. You're not allowing that forward or anywhere, and just as simple get the ball over the line at the end. They're going to need to reset here now as well in the middle, because you can see Paul Ryan making that run up towards 14.
He was so strong last week as well, Andrew Gilroy. He played really well. A typical cornerback performance, if there's such a thing anymore. That's a compliment, by the way. Sometimes people take that as an insult. Toomey.
No.
Wide.
Just standard has dropped in the last maybe 7 or 8 minutes. Since the 20th minute, it was enjoyable. Now it's just dropped a little bit. A couple of poor wides there. That's a poor line ball. Just in around the centre as well. It needs a little bit more energy.
Perry goes deep, looking for McBride. He found the fingers of McBride, but McBride couldn't make it stick. It's hard on a day like today when it's very, very slippy. Paddy Gilroy gives it to Derek McBride. McBride with the diagonal. Hedjo's in there. It's exactly where you'd want him to be. He's being held back. Advantage will come.
Oh.
Hedjo tries to pass. Bulger was running after it. He was never going to get there, but they have the free in anyway. Now he's protesting. He's saying that maybe it should be a penalty. Of course, that rule does not exist in the club game where you give a penalty for a potentially goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I think that Hedge was talking about that as well, that he was straight through on. But again, he had that little bit of foresight as well. It didn't work out. He knew he was on an advantage, but that little pop over the head as well for the forward coming in. He won't go for it now. I'd say it's too tight to go for it yet, but I'll still never understand, Oisin, going back to last year's semi-final, how he didn't hit that penalty towards the end. And I know, like, it's no disrespect to Tomo, a massive time for Tomo as a player as well, as a family, as a GA, but like that ball at the end, that penalty at the end, and he'd had such a good game. It was such a pivotal moment to allow Ballyboden go to the final.
He'll tap this over, won't he? Hedgehoe. Oh, he goes for it! Off the line it goes, flies up in the air, comes back towards Hedgehoe, tries it on the volley, tries to pick it up on the break. Here's McDonald. McDonald breaks it in front of him. McDonald gathers and gets to Maguire.
Jeez, and he didn't hit it, Oisin. Like, he really hit that.
Gleeson is the intended target. Gilroy takes it. He's having a fine game. I know Gleeson's picked up a couple of scores, but he's still playing well. Here's Toomey. And it goes over, and that's a 2-point swing.
It is, like, and that's what I said. I thought he might put it over the bar because it would have put him 8-7 up. You know, there was only going to be, there's only a couple of minutes to half time. You know, Gilroy came out there, had a chance maybe to kind of break through the tackle or even get rid of it. But that's the first score on the board for the Cork man now for Ballyboden in Championship.
I love it when players go for it. I really do. McDonald gets a frontal hit there. Not the most vicious thing in the world. I know it's a sore one, but I don't think it was too intentional. But anyway, I love it when players go for it. We love seeing that in the game. But if you were the manager, would you have wanted Hedgehoe to put that one over the bar?
It's like, look, when they go in, it's great. I think when it's 7-7 and there's a couple of minutes before half time, you put it over the bar and you go with it. But like, when I had, like to say, other free taker out there on the pitch when I had Paul Ryan, you never knew really. I remember I always said to him there was a way. Like, I'll always tell you if I want you to go for it. Sure, he'd never listen to you. You know, and that's how they won a county final in 18. He put the ball, you know, to the left hand side of that Crokes goal, and you know, at the time I wanted him to put it over the bar, and he said that he just saw the hurl in the wrong hand of the defender. Just the ball went in here towards. Do you know? Yeah, it's not.
By the way, the very best of luck to everyone playing in the 9-a-side social hurling blitz at St Jude's today. Social hurling, kind of like the 5-a-side soccer version of hurling. It's all social, not too much contact, good bit of cracking. People who've never played the game can play it. People who've played the game all their lives can play it, and everyone has good crack while doing it. David Gleeson lost it. That pull kind of rebounds around, searching for the Simo. He doesn't get to it. O'Neill. Well, I thought the ref was blowing a free, but he was blowing for half time. It is half time. It is Ballyboden, St Endas 8 points. St Vincent's 1 point. What have you made of it, Joe?
Yeah, I've never seen a ref blow at 30 minutes, 29-58, to be honest with you, firstly. Look, the first 10 minutes it took a while for Boden to get into the whole kind of championship side of things. You know Vincents had a game last week. Vincents had 2 or 3 poor wides. They could have been 3 or 4 points up, Oisin, and now Ballyboden go in a point up. Big call by Hedgehoe to go for the 21-yard free. But yeah, it's okay. Like, the last 10 minutes have been poor enough. Inside, in fairness to Gleeson, he looks exciting. McMorrow's gone on a couple of balls. You know, they'll need more out of Toomey, out of Owen Behan, out of John Maguire. They're not getting enough there from a Ballyboden perspective. And inside, I've said it to you a million times, when Hedgehoe's inside, it's dangerous. And every time the ball goes in, there's an opportunity, like in that last play, for him to win it. And if I was Vincent's management, I'd be putting him at 14 all day long.
Half-time, Ballyboden 8 points, St Vincent's 7 points. This is the first of a double-header on Dubs TV today in the Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. Coming up later at 5:30, Kilmacud Crokes against the defending champions Nafina. We'll be back with the second half. Stay with us.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go-Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the Championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing Club Championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
We met down in Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Debs, I invited Kieran to my Debs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincents. And he says, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincents. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincents and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough to put in words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Niamh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
Our roots are set in the GAA.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Dave Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from the mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat. And the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad, brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling, not camogie, because I played on the boys' team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one, because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years, I think, now, but I also coached my two daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line.
3 of my offspring are married, and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St Bridget's GAA Club.
Stay City apart hotels, half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go-Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps.
A blast of the whistle to get Vincents moving. 8 points apiece in the other game, by the way, between St Jude's and Craig Kieran. 8 points to 7 in favour of Ballyboden against St Vincent's. St Vincent's have joined us for the second half, including Brian Bolger and Derek McBride, who do look very alike. I apologise to either man if I have confused them for each other. They're both good hurlers, so they should both take it as a compliment. McBride has scored 2 points in the first half, and he was fully credited for them at the time.
Yeah, I don't think in Championship hurling now that's going to matter.
Yeah,
to,
I don't
to
think he'll be worried. Really.
No, I don't. I think what needs to happen here now is there needs to be a kind of a bit of a bit of reality check to both teams at half time that this is real Championship hurling now. It just seems a little bit. The first 15, 20 minutes were enjoyable, and then the last 10 were just the standard dropped an awful lot, and that first touch, that ability to win your own ball just dropped. And again, we know that whoever wins today, there's a big chance and a high probability that they could possibly end up directly into a semi-final, and that's not disparaging on anybody else, but that's the way the bookmakers would have it at the minute. So maybe there's that little bit of tentativeness there because they realise that this is a big game, but they need to show it now as well. So I'm sure at half time both managers had an opportunity and a chance to remind them of that.
We're about to get underway for the second half. Luke Lacey is our referee. Ball in, game on. Maguire trying to get control of it. It is Paul Ryan. Well taken by Paddy Dunleavy. Popped off to Simon Lambert. Lambert, does that have the legs?
Yep.
That's wonderful from Lambert.
Good score, good start for Ballyboden. Again, winning that dirty ball on the ground. Paul Ryan was instrumental in getting involved in that too, and that puts Boden 2 points up.
Lambert's first of the game.
Yeah, I think he got 4 or 5 maybe in the corresponding league match earlier in the year, so he'll want more from himself. He has gone back a little bit more defensive now. It's a big ball from Perry.
Perry probing ball, looking for Darragh McBride. Here's James Madden. Dunleavy. Bit of a slip there for Cosgrave. Gets a bit of luck because Dunleavy dropped it.
Yeah, linesman has the flag up too. It's a big win for Vincents, a big battle over there.
Yeah, massive. Wide.
Yeah, just shot selection there is not good enough, at this level. Like it needs to. And you can see now as well, some of the older players for Vincents and for Ballyboden are starting to remind the younger lads now as well, to start to up the intensity just a bit.
Killian O'Neill. Hedgehoe. Taking on his man as always. He loves doing that, doesn't he? Here's O'Neill. O'Neill will have a goal. It looks good. Yeah. It looks very good. That's really good from Killian O'Neill.
Yeah, better start. Good ball by Hedgehoe out. Probably nearly got caught a small bit for steps there. Popped the ball back and a good score off his right hand side. Better.
Much better. O'Donoghue finds his man. That man is Niall Ryan. Ryan spills it. Trying to steal it back there is Daniel Peel. Simon Lambert just half volleying it down the park and finding run on Toomey. Toomey.
That's a poor strike.
Now wide.
Yeah, Lambert did well to come out, and he's annoyed now because he came out with that dirty ball, kicked it, and look, at this level you need to be putting that ball over the bar. You're on the run, you're on the move, on your left hand side, hit that ball, and it's a poor strike off his left hand side.
Unbeaten. Looking for Gleeson and finding him. Can Gleeson find a score?
Wide.
He's frustrated with himself, isn't he?
Yeah, that's his first poor shot now, and again, to get out in front, he does look exciting when he gets on the ball. I'd like to see him maybe in closer to the goal, in around somebody like a ball winner that he seems to have those like really good feet. Small in stature though.
Morehouse Carroll finds Heatherton. Stuck to him all the way is Luke Corcoran. Breaks kindly though for Sean Mulcahy. Here's Peel, who seems to have come a bit deeper for the second half. Wasn't really involved in the first half.
Yeah, if you're painting that picture inside, Oisin, look, there's 60 yards of space inside, 2 Ballyboden defenders and 1 forward. What chance really has Darragh got if the ball goes in?
Roll on to me. Spelt run on, but all of his teammates are shouting Ronan. Either way, Toomey misses that one. Him and Gleeson, 2 good additions, 2 good hurlers.
Yeah, but he'd be disappointed, Oisin. That's our steal here now.
Oh,
and he's away now.
And it is Toomey. He's got McMorrow inside. He'll take it on himself. Oh, Burke got across and did wonderfully, and it's kept in play by Perry.
Just didn't make a decision. He didn't go for goal. Just pop it over the bar. That's three times now he's been caught, and I'd say he's looking over to the line now, saying at this stage, am I going to see much more of this? Yeah, you just don't. You have to make a decision there. You're off your left. You're 40 yards from goal. To put your team 2 points up.
He's doing so much right, but just will be disappointed with how that was executed. Yeah. Here's Lambert. Goes over Ryan, falls for Gleeson. Gleeson squeezes it over.
Yeah, good score. Good ball across by Lambert, and that puts Ballyboden 2. Vincents again now. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but they're going to poke out. Perry will likely go short, if not to Hedgehoe here. Hedgehoe is the hurl up, but again, Darragh is now, there's big space now with no extra defender.
Perry.
Get it into him now, look, if you're going to get it in.
Peel wrapped up, tries to get away from Maguire, skews off the hurley. Toomey. Maguire just wouldn't let him go there. Gleeson. Backdoor was the shout from Dunleavy. Here's McMorrow. Toomey just trying to sweep it up. It's Niall Ryan, I beg your pardon. Maguire hits it wide.
Yeah, it's well wide, and you can hear the shout, take him on. And again, I'm a huge advocate. This thing of just ball going back all the time. I think we overcomplicate the game sometimes too. You need to be man enough to take your man on in those positions.
Cosgrave went for it, but it rebounds kindly for Lambert. Will he go for it from there? No. Had time, had space, but also had a good passing option in Toomey. Toomey bottled up. That's brilliant from Toomey. Kicked it out to Lambert.
Imagine the simple thing of putting it over the bar.
Fantastic. But credit to Toomey, who was wrapped up and used his brain and kicked it out to Lambert and delivered it perfectly.
Yeah, good ball out, and Lambert put the ball over the bar, and he probably needed that, Toomey himself. Like, he's had 3 poor wides in a row. He'll know himself, first game for Boden, championship, maybe that bit of nerves there as well, and needs to produce, because and now they've put a 3-point lead on it. Vincent will be disappointed. The same fight is not in them today, Oisín. Especially that last 10 in the second half.
All credit to Toomey. Just things hadn't quite been working out for him in the second half, but he came up with a good moment there and created a score for his team. McDonald. Dunleavy. O'Donoghue.
If you notice today now, Oisín, Boden are playing around with the ball there. We've watched this for the last 16, 18 months, and whereas Vincents have been in your face, aggressive.
What a turn by McMorrow. McMorrow. Just too much work to do there. I think it was blocked down, I think, by Owen O'Neill on that far side. Hard to see the numbers, obviously.
Yeah, right in front of management too, and you can see over on the line there today, Pat is not with them today, but they don't have that same willingness to fight and harry and harass for ball today. And again, it's taken Boden a while to get into whole championship mode. Lambert with another sideline ball here. Low scoring though, Oisín, for championship hurling. 11-8 after for nearly 40 minutes.
It was a good block down, and it was by Owen O'Neill wearing the green helmet. McMorrow, as the target goes over him, collected by Burke. Perry has to chase after this, but it kind of sits up nicely for him. Gleeson trying to close him down. Perry slips, a little bit loose, will be taken up by Daniel Toomey. Gleeson hasn't given up the hunt, has he? Burke. They need a score, and they've got one. It's Conor Burke.
He's really good. Like, when he's on ball, Conor Burke is a really, really good player. He's been quiet in his own standards today, but his ability to shoot off both sides from distance is exemplary at times.
Lambert. He was good in the first half, but he's really, really bossing the second, isn't he? He's getting on everything.
Yeah, and I'd say at half time he's the kind of fella who'd speak up as well to say, look, this is not good enough from our perspective. We need to push this on here now. It's a good ball won by Bulger. I just wonder, Oisín, sometimes is it the lack of jeopardy in championship here with this bye week? It's something that's in my head. Are you not better with 2 groups of 4 or whatever? The bye week just allows it. The jeopardy is gone from it.
Tarek McBride.
That's some score from McBride.
That is wonderful. His 3rd of the game. All credit to him.
Yeah, huge score. His 3rd from the game. Got a couple of really important ones last week as well. I know you made a mistake of calling him Brian Bulger and he wasn't too happy with it, but
I corrected the mistake straight away on the actual telly. You're such a perfectionist. It's what makes you the manager you are. Here's Gleeson.
Great touch. This fella has something.
He's fantastic, isn't he? He's lively, he's skillful. There's just too many around him at that stage.
Yeah, and he's putting a hand out looking for McMorrow to maybe run off the shoulder, but Niall was way behind him. Go for it yourself, like, really go at it.
Mulcahy finds O'Neill. O'Neill looking inside.
In the back. Yep,
that's a free. It's well won.
You can see why they're doing it. Like, McBride is winning ball. It's going in. I'd love to see Hedgehow in there more. Again, that's obviously management call from Vincents, because every time that ball goes in, they're trying to play the ball in front of McBride, who's one-on-one with Shawnee McDonald, and McDonald is waiting for McBride to win the ball more, and this gives Hedgehow a chance now to put it back to a level game.
John Heatherton.
I'd still say we need a goal, Oisín, to give it a real bit of championship life. Son is out there now as well, and you can see Perry out chatting to Burke, and they realise that if they get the ball in front of McBride rather than up high, like McDonald's doing well high in the air, but
McBride won the free very well there. Sorry, I'm saying he won the free like he cheated. He didn't. He got in there, he battled for it, and he was fouled. All I'm saying is him and Bulger could do with one of them
I'd say you'd nearly get over it now at this stage.
I
Just get the bridge and get over it.
Just maybe wear different coloured boots to each
There's
other.
a change here now as well to make it a bit easier for you now because Bulger's going off.
Bulger's going off. He's worked very, very hard today.
But the player coming in as a white helmet.
Yeah, but he's also wearing white boots, which is that bit easier to. And it's Cian McBride. I don't think Brian Bulger's too happy about going off. Just judging by his reaction, you're not seeing that on camera, but he's an ambitious guy. He's a good player.
He's more or less saying, like,
and you want players to be
yeah.
Joe, is that a good thing? Players kind of being upset about being taken off?
now, like, but then get over there later on, like.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you don't want to be coming off the field. Now, in fairness to Cian as well, when he comes in, like, he'll add something in here. He's very direct. He's been around a long time in that panel for a long time now as well, but very athletically strong and well capable of taking a score and going on to young Jack Lambert.
Well, that's good when you have that bit of competition, that bit of bite in your squad. It's all factors in Vincents being a very consistent team in Dublin over the last couple of years, desperate to get back to the top. They're not far away from it, are they?
No, they're not. And if they could just keep everyone together, every time they seem to take a step forward, like losing Dermot this year after he had a good impact on them last year, Rian being away, O'Shenanigan being away.
And a win today would make it 2 victories from 2 for St. Vincent's. That's wide.
Yeah. And that was a chance. That's twice now in the first half as well, maybe to push Vincent's on. Hedger just missed that free, and you'd hope for their sake now that they don't rue those couple of poor wides they had in the first half.
Intercepted. Won back very well by Vincent's. Burke with a cross-fielder. Looking for McBride. McDonald tangling with McBride, but it's good from Derek McBride. McBride looking for the time and space to take the shot.
Some score
he
rush.
found both, and he found a score, did he? Yes, he did. That's wonderful.
You're
4
a coach
points
now or
from
a manager. What you should do is get that video clip of Conor Burke. He had a chance to hit it. He didn't. He looked and out to the side again. Gave the chance for the forward on his outside, and McBride put the ball over the bar. But again, super play by Conor Burke.
Paul Ryan loses it. Luckily for him, his teammate backed him up. That's James Madden showing good strength. Madden wins the free in.
Yeah, brave by Madden there. Great going forward. Again, I'd love to see him at 5 or 7. I think he's a really, really good cornerback or wing back. In around the middle sometimes you don't really get to see him that much, and he's just not as involved as I'd like to see him. So I'd love to see him at 5 or 7 rather than 6 or at midfield. But a tigerish, tough, like really, really strong man. One thing that stood out to me even in 18 when we had him, his dad was very, very unwell at the time, and the joy that it gave his dad at that stage. For the son to win a county final, it was a huge lift to the family at the time when his father was sick. Chance for Reiner now to put it back at 12-all. Bit more life into the second half. It needed it because the last 10 minutes of the first half now was the kind of proverbial paint now and dry.
Ryan to level it up. Ryan does level it up.
Yeah.
McBride is chasing after this one, just gets away from him.
You can see Conor Burke now telling Tom just to watch the right hand side because Paul Ryan's on his own. You can see young Owen Behan has stepped to the right hand side, and Burke will just sit back into the pocket. That's smart play. What stands out, Oisin, as well, you've said it a few times, it's the same nearly names that you're like the Lamberts, the Paul Ryans, it's the same names that are bringing it forward. I know young Gleeson has done well, but other than that, there's nobody else really at the moment kind of putting a flag up to say, look, I want to be part of this team going forward, but also maybe part of the bigger picture from a Dublin perspective. There's nobody else really putting their hand up.
Remember, it can end in a draw. It is the round robin section at the moment. That beats everybody. Paul Ryan is there to collect. Gets it off to his teammate who tries to run it through. Oh, he thought it was Ballyboden man, but it was Cian McBride. Cian McBride, after intercepting Owen Behan's ball, Cian McBride puts it wide. It's a let off for Ballyboden and Owen Behan.
Yeah, it's a big let off. Behan came out there again, thought it was the colours are so similar, but again thought it was the Boden man off his shoulder. It's a big puck out.
See, sometimes it is hard to tell who's who. Here's Paul Ryan up against Cosgrave. Got it out there to Jack Lambert. That's going to drop in around the square, or will it climb over? It just climbs over. Lambert, fantastic.
Yeah, big strike, you know, big boy. You know, ball popped out to him. Paul Ryan again would be sometimes criticised for not being strong enough, you know, not being brave enough, but pops the ball back out to Jack, and that's a super score off his left.
Paul Ryan is down at the moment. He's not receiving treatment. He's just sitting on the ground. St. Vincent's try and run it up the park through Conor Dolan. O'Neill. Connolly carried well. Connolly kept his run going, was in a good position to receive that one.
Good block.
Brilliant block by Lambert. Now Dunleavy tries to get it into his hand, gets away from Cosgrave, kind of sidesteps a few players, but that was Hedgehow there to rebound and block it. And Vincents, have they a free? Yes, they have. Sean Mulcahy fouled by Maguire.
Yeah, free for John now. That it should make it back to a level game again, but go back to how far he is from goal, and Derek's been starved the ball in there now as well. You'd wonder, would they bring Derek out and maybe even leave Keane inside, you know, to put a bit of energy into the half forward line, because I think the Bowden half back line at the moment is on top, and maybe that's the reason for having John out so far. But every time John is in there, and when we've been in here watching it, every time the ball goes in, he's dangerous if there's that big high ball going in.
I just saw Owen Behan heading off, worked very hard today.
Paul Ryan looks in trouble here, Russian. I think you're right, maybe on the left with his ankle.
Well, given that it is round robin, as we say, and although they've a couple of weeks now.
They have a week, there's no hurling out till this.
Yeah.
And that's the worrying thing, I think, going forward. There's such a big gap now.
Well, as you'd expect, Heatherton puts it over.
You could think, I know we spoke off air earlier on, but you'd wonder if they keep it 2-5s, like that bye week, I just think gets rid of the whole idea of jeopardy and real championship. If they brought it to 2-4s and started it after the August Bank Holiday weekend, would that be better and allow the players to go at it all the time?
Sean Mulcahy. Inside it goes. Good take by Conor Burke. Advantage coming, but he might need it. Conor Burke.
Yeah,
huge
you're right.
score.
Yeah, big score, Oisin. Took the hit as well. High hit coming through, and Luke allowed it to go. Good advantage given, and Burke a good score.
They just don't give up, Vincents, do they? They're very, very hard working. O'Donoghue. Well, you can say the same about Ballyboden, but that's an interception. Having a little look up was Connolly. Looking down the line for Derek McBride.
He has it.
He does have it. Keane is trying to make up the gap. Keane receives it. Keane McBride throws it over. Yes, he does.
And that gives him a 2-point lead. And Lambert is not happy down here. They've moved O'Neill over onto Simon. You can see that, you know, he's trying to say to the lads, look, you have to attack this ball here. He's going for it himself.
Simon Lambert carrying up the line there with Stephen O'Connor.
Yeah.
Gleeson tries to soak it up. Here's McMorrow. McMorrow finds a man. That's Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan, ball looking for Toomey, but it was intercepted. O'Neill got across. St. Vincent's man down. He's got his helmet off, so play has to stop.
Yeah, Ryan, he looked up and again, ball in his hand. You know, McMorrow did really well. You know, little wizard on the ground, and then the ball in his hand, it just hit it to the ground. Just didn't get high enough.
Don't forget at 5:30, Kilmacud Crokes against Nafina. Both won their opening matches last weekend. Crokes eventually getting the better of Coola in a very close game over in O'Toole Park. And Nafina, well, laid a good win against St. Bridget's. Bridget's had a man sent off, which didn't help their cause. Morehouse Carroll is heading off there.
And that's a huge loss for Vincents. He's done really, really well on Niall McMorrow as a man marker. I'm really, really impressed. Every time I see that kid, I think he's really, really good. But he seems to be in trouble and bother. He's a little small, slight strapping on the knee over there as well, so maybe that's something that's flared up on him.
Heatherton is the target of this long ball. He breaks it, but it breaks in favour of Ballyboden rather than St. Vincent's. But Heatherton wins it back. Has he also got the score as well as the possession? No.
It's a big 10 minutes now for Vincent's, for both teams here now as well. Vincent's win this, they've 2 games going into this, 3 or 4 week break. You know, it'll be huge for them. You know, Ballyboden will want to start the championship off with a win.
Great catch by Lambert, squeezes through a gap, falls kindly for James Madden. Madden just shows too much of it to the St. Vincent's defence. In there battling for it now is Toomey. Kickton, won back by Connolly. Perry.
Ooh.
That's risky, but Peel is there. Almost lost it. Conor Burke was there to help him out. Burke has to go off the stick this time. Heatherton, he's got a lot of time and a lot of space. Doesn't go for the shot though. Probing ball inside to McBride. The two McBrides are there. Here's Cian. Cian McBride up against O'Connor. Cian McBride, good running. Cian McBride.
Good call for steps. That's a big call now. That's a big call. Great defending as well. In fairness to Stephen O'Connor, came across him. You know, Derek had popped the ball off. I'd like to see that one again. You know, came in. Derek, that was classed. You know, really, really good. Cian went at him. Stephen did well. Thought his hurl was being held maybe by Shawnee, but big call by Luke. Couple of changes here now for Ballyboden. Killian Kerwin is coming in there now at number 19. And Kevin, it looks like Kevin Desmond over here as well.
Maguire is heading off, as is Toomey.
Yeah. Kevin Desmond had a good career, a good underage, under 20 career with Dublin too. Exciting player, exciting forward when he gets on ball.
Well, this one very much in the melting pot. Stealing away St. Vincent's. Down the line it goes from Conor Dolan. Intercepted by O'Connor.
Just that last ball is letting him down, Oisin, isn't it? Straight on top of a spare man.
It's a good solid surface you can see from the bounce. It's a line ball to St. Vincent's. Defended really well by Daniel Toomey. Just shadowed his man. His man was Jim Kennedy. O'Neill. It does come deep for that. And somehow he got it despite a Ballyboden crowd being around him. O'Connor trying to cut this one out, but the referee has spotted the foul on Heatherton. Yeah.
The one thing that Hedger did really well there was he looked, because if you Stephen O'Connor sitting in front of McBride and Shawnee McDonald inside, he has to be precise with his ball, because the last two were mopped up by O'Connor, who's cute and smart enough to be in around as that extra defender. Like Lambert has been doing that for them for a year. They need somebody in that position.
Vincents by 2 for those of you listening rather than watching. 7.5 minutes to go. Well, you said it in the first half. I think it's a statement that certainly rings true in the second. A goal would be huge for either team here. Heatherton to give a 3-point gap.
No. 2 big frees he's missed, and he knows himself. Like, he's had a really good game so far, but just 2 frees, and like they could be 2 massive points coming towards the end of the game. The ball being put on top of Lambert's head here now.
Lambert lets it slip. McBride is in there. Well, the 2 McBrides, Cian and Derek, with Briggs Conley for O'Connor. O'Neill's going to intercept. He's already got 1. Will he go for 2? Or maybe he wants more. He's fouled. It's a free in.
Yeah, and it gives Hedgehow a chance with a really easy free now to put it over the bar if he wants to. And again, like O'Neill has as much pace there, he was always going to take the man on. I just think at the minute, Vincents have an opportunity and chance here now if they want to win this, rather than not trying to lose it, to really, really leave him inside now and bring McBride out, who should have loads of energy.
Vincent's on the cusp of a second win in a row.
And if I was Bowden, you need to have McMorrow at 11. Having him stuck inside now is no good. Having Kevin Desmond beside him, no good. Get Desmond out wide, give McMorrow a chance to get on ball, because Morehouse Carl has been brilliant on him today.
Well, as Cork have shown in the All-Ireland series this year, you can lose your first game and recover quite well. Ballyboden don't want to test that theory, but at the moment it's something that could certainly happen. 3-point gap. That's risky. St. Vincent's man breaks it well. Heatherton.
That's another free given away. It's a big 5 minutes now for both clubs, Oisin. I know, and again, I spoke earlier on about the jeopardy thing, but if Vincent's win this today, they really are heading into that, whatever you want to call it, summer break or hiatus, that like with 2 wins, with a real strong chance of going directly to a semi-final. It didn't help Lucan last year. There was a big gap. There was a big gap for some of the teams last year as well going into that semi-final. But It'll be because it's a long time. It's a few years now since they have beaten Boden, but there's still a good 6-7 minutes in this.
And now there's 4 points in it.
Boden have to go for broke now. The spare man at the back thing, you know, they have to really go at it now.
Just trying to look and see from this puck out, are they still going with the spare player? As the rain begins to trickle down.
They are rushing because you can see on the left hand side, you can see the cornerback is over there. Jack Lambert's wide. Now Stephen O'Connor's gone to 6 now to Mark Hedgehoe.
Cosgrave has gone off for Vincents. Like so many of his teammates, he has worked incredibly hard. Might break for Morehouse Carroll. They're glad that he's still on the pitch. An attempted sweep up here by Conor Dolan, a bigger pardon, Kevin Desmond, free in.
Yeah, came across him there, called by Luke, for a free, and Vincents had gone 4 ahead. If you're Boden management, the minute 13 points in 55 minutes of championship hurling is poor fare for a team of their standard as well. And you can see the heads are down a small bit now. They need a little bit of leadership now. And I said to you earlier on about that programme, there's no Keeney, no Durkin, no Dean Curran, no McGarry, no Hammers. There's a lot of that team that have been really successful. And they need a leadership now from the likes of Lambert and McMurrow and Stephen O'Connor and James Madden to try and drive it on. The one thing I love about Vincents, every player that's come in has made a difference. Every player that's come in is as strong as the guy that started.
Will Ryan would go for goal here?
Yep.
Yes! Doesn't make it though. Might rebound out to a blue and white jersey, but the wrong blue and white jersey from the point of view of the Ballyboden players. Vincents defended that one really well. Lambert nicks in. Can he get that ball under control? Nobody's teammate that can. That was Kevin Desmond. Desmond tried to squirt it out to McMurrow, but he was fouled, and I imagine they'll just tap this one over and make it a 3-point game. Yeah,
he went for it there. You asked me, Ron, you're never going to tell him. He just has that eye sometimes for maybe seeing, but Vincent's had a lot of people. Perry, very brave on the line. Young Morehouse Carroll, really, really good as well. He'll pop this one over and hope that they'll get a chance. But they're not creating anything up front. There's no... like Gleeson, a good start to the game. New player, yeah, great. But no real sense of ball winners up front. Like Lambert has been the best of them by a country mile. McMurrow's been quiet by his standards today.
Three-point game. 2 minutes plus injury time to go. We didn't actually have any injury time
in
the first
half. 29-50 something.
I don't remember any great amount of stoppages in the second. The rain getting heavier and coming into our commentary position. McMurrow goes after that one. He scored 2 points today. But it's Vincents who have it. Gilroy, who's played really well. Conor Burke. Driving run in the driving rain. O'Neill is running. O'Neill wants it. O'Neill, just gets away from him. O'Connor nips in. Kennedy. Dunleavy. Looking for McMurrow. McMurrow allowed it to beat him. Connolly chasing him. Connolly with a sliding tackle, and it works. Here's McMurrow. Lambert plants the feet and tries to guide it over and make it a 2-point match, and he's done exactly that.
He's the only real forward they have, like, going at the moment. McMurrow smart, wins the ball, dirty ball on the ground there again. Lambert just plants the feet, ball over the bar, 2-point game. Big few minutes here now. You're getting drowned, Oisin.
I am. Shorts were not a good idea. Perry gets it up to his man. He's closed down.
Vincent's
back to Gilroy.
A little bit nervous here now. They need to go forward rather than going back with it.
Gilroy. Good pass. Cam stuff. O'Neill.
He should have the advantage because he had his hand up.
O'Connor will be able to take this and run it out. Plenty of options around the middle. One of them is Dunleavy. Dunleavy tries to get it under control. Heatherton has it back but just couldn't quite hang on to it. Players slipping in the wet conditions. Here's O'Neill. O'Neill. Scoops it forward. It just got away from him. And O'Donoghue allows it out.
Allows it out with a chance of a puck out, but he was on his own, just hit the ball in low. It was a huge chance left with nobody marking him.
Ken Ryan just couldn't quite get to it.
Ball to Lambert now.
Lambert bats it down, gets it under control.
Into Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan waiting under it. Comes to Gleeson, just got away from Gleeson. Ballyboden haven't given up on it, but Morehouse Carroll is there to defend it. Gives it to Burke. Those two are some central spine, aren't they?
Burke had a great game, and Connolly as well has come into it in the last maybe 10-15 minutes. He's smart now as well. He had to run now and be brave with the ball.
And that was really brave and really smart. Here's O'Neill. Connolly's down. O'Neill plays on.
Yeah, he's an advantage here.
Ken Ryan was frustrated for a second. He thought the free was going the other way. But I think it actually is to St. Vincent's.
No, it is, yeah, because there was a late hit on Connolly. And again, you have to really like that as well. When that big moment at the end, I think we over exaggerate this game sometimes as well. With systems, like you need to be a man too. And Connolly came out there with the ball, ran the line. There's a late hit. I don't think there was anything major in it.
Yeah.
I know the linesman's talking to the ref here now as well, but it's really disappointing. The last 10 or 15 minutes have been really disappointing from a Ballyboden perspective. The only real forwards that they have that have really stood up are McMurrow and Lambert, and the work rate around the middle hasn't been good enough. And in fairness to Vincents, they've been clinical when they needed to, and have also had maybe Oisin 6 or 7 wides too. Like.
Well, after this, I'm not sure how much time there is to play. Would Ballyboden even have the chance to equalise? And they need a goal if he scores a point here. I'll actually keep my voice down because he's pretty much right under us.
No.
That's going to drop wide. So a goal to win it for Ballyboden. They probably don't have time for 2 points.
Big ball in from Jack Lambert here now.
They need a long delivery. Lambert does go long. Coming out to try and meet it was Jim Kennedy. Might break for Dunleavy. Burke was brave. Burke wins the free out.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe on the... Vincents, defensively wise, that half back line really got on top in the second half at 5 and 7. Really got on top. And any ball that came to ground, the extra man that was there with them was constantly on the ball. So you have to give huge credit for that defensive structure that they have. Yep. And they'll know themselves, even at that Oisin. Like, I'm sure if Pat is watching this wherever he is, he'll realise they can be better than that too.
Maybe he'll stay away from here on in. Like, what was the Moneyball guy who didn't go to the matches? Anyway, ball broken by Ballyboden. It's not over yet. Free for Ballyboden, a free out and a chance to go long and drop it in or around the house.
Vincents need to be careful here now because that 2-point lead.
Gleeson is waiting for this to fall his way, but he's got a Vincent's defender stuck to him. O'Neill gets the hurley in, but it breaks for Gleeson. Gleeson pops it off. Can he find a way through? It's Kerwin. Loses the ball. Vincent's get it back. That might be that.
That's poor. Like, Gleeson did really well there as well. You have that ball in hand there, and you're Killian. You have to be a bit braver and go down the centre at it because you're 2 points down. Gives Perry a chance now to hit a big one down, and I've no doubt he'll put it on top of John's head.
That's it. St. Vincent's make it 2 victories from 2. 17 points to 15. They beat Ballyboden. This was their first game of the championship. They're off to a losing start. It doesn't mean they can't recover given the talent they have. You'd fancy them to do just that, but it's not a particularly positive opening for the men from Fairhouse Road. But from the St. Vincent's point of view, they did what they had to do today and they saw it home.
Yeah, they did, Oisin, and all credit to them. I think that game last week stands to them as well. I think it was huge. I think took Bowden 10 minutes to waken up a small bit to realise that they're in championship hurling, and then did a good end of the first half. Started okay in the second half, but Vincent just had more. Very disappointing up front with Ballyboden. From, like, you can see the disappointment in McMurrow and Lambert coming off there. Nobody really. Gleeson showed flashes of being excellent, but nobody else in around him had anything really. Paul Ryan was good on his frees, only missed one, but it's a poor start to the championship for Ballyboden. They're just not that, that bit of fight and anger wasn't really in them today, whereas it was in Vincent's at the time. And Vincent's bigger players, in fairness, Oisin stood up as well. Hedgehoe was exemplary, missed 2 frees, maybe 3, but nothing major. Hit big ones when he had to. I thought Conor Burke was a standout player there today. Himself and Lambert were probably the 2 best players for both teams. But
Derek McBride was excellent as well, wasn't he? I know you've mentioned him, but he was really good today. 4 points from play, and just always created an option. Some of those points were from difficult angles, and we'll actually have a look at some of those scores and the rest because we're going to check out the first and second half highlights now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think McBride made a difference inside when you got his name right. He was actually
couldn't let it go, could you?
I think if you were planning for today, you would have said Hedge will be at 14 and we'll put X on him, you know. And for the whole game, in fairness to Vincent's management, they left McBride inside. He did score 4 from play. He was dangerous. I'd love to see him at 10 or 12 as well, maybe coming in and out, you know, and allowing John to be on the edge of the square when he could. That's a super score by McBride off his right hand side. You know, again, John, you know, his frees today were very, very good. You know, he did miss 1 or 2 at big moments, which you kind of hoped that wouldn't come back. But that's a super strike from 100 yards out the pitch, like. You know, there's not fair. We haven't seen that much in the games that we've looked at over the last couple of years. This was smart as well. Yeah. Probably a real chance of a goal if he had really went at it here. But
what a save
Gabe O'Donoghue all the chances to save it as well on a wet day. But this fella has something, young Gleeson for Boden, but not enough. Today was okay. Like he was fine, but not enough. Disappointed, as I'm sure will with Ronan Toomey with his first game. Owen Behan didn't really see him that much of him. Niall Ryan was quiet today by his own standards. He's probably better maybe at a consistent 8 or 9. McMorrow at times came out with scores like that off his left, but just didn't. Morehouse Carl was excellent today, like a really, really strong, good man marker. And look, it's a huge start to the championship for Vincents. That you could nearly say now, if you were a bookmaker, that you're going to have them go straight to a semi-final. So what's important for Pat now, and he'll realise, is the management of the next few weeks. Let them enjoy tonight and maybe a couple of days off now, and then focus them now. I'm sure a couple of lads might go away for a few days, and because there is a long gap now. You know, the championship structure gives you a long gap now until I think it's the 17th of August before they play again, which is
This is one of the scores I was talking about regards Darragh McBride. Fantastic.
You'd nearly call into the house on the way home, maybe to remind him how sorry you are for all the mistakes you made. I know, Darragh. Look,
once, and I corrected myself straight away. Go on.
The one thing I say about the McBrides is that they're so direct and they want to shoot all the time. And the one improvement that Darragh has to make is to realise at times, and he did it brilliantly with Keane. That was a serious shot. And I think it was, like, in fairness, when it went inside, I think it was young Luke Mulligan that actually got the block on it, but Hedgehoe really hit that.
And in fairness to Owen Behan, he was brave to block the swing from Heatherton there. That was a good score from Toomey.
And that's something, I think, if you're clipping the game this week, if you're Boden's management, there's a few times, like, in fairness to Paul Ryan, he gets criticised for his physicality at times, but he put some big hits in. That was missing from Boden today. The manliness, the strength, the real fight wasn't. Like, he can flash Harry stuff. When that rain comes down then and the ball is dirty to win, Vincents just seemed to want it more. And maybe that extra game last week put them in the proper mindset. Like, this is a real chance to go at it there. You know, rather than like just a harmless shot off your left hand side. You know, Perry came out. Lambert gave a good ball across here. I think it was Paul Ryan who contested it, and it fell down. Gleeson showed flashes. You know, good score off his left. But again, you'd love to see Ballyboden being a little bit braver. Like, Vincents were brave up front. Like, even when Keane got called at the end for the last score, you know, which was a free out, he was very unlucky that time because he was running direct at the goal. Here's your friend again now.
That's McBride, just so we're not confused. And that's a great score. As is this. He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
He does. He's a serious striker of a ball, and like, he looks really fit at the moment. I know he's got loads of chances over, people would say, over the years, but for me, like, he looks really fit this year. You know, you have to look at the club championship as well. There's no point in picking teams on development squads and teams, and he looks really, really fit. Conor Burke was a step above everybody out there today. Just for, like, there's a couple of clips there you could show every defender in Dublin about how to deliver a ball, what a forward wants, and he takes his time, you know, has that extra step and pings the ball on the outside, the lateral side of the forward to create movement.
That was probably the best score of the day from Lambert, and we saw some good ones from both teams today.
Yeah, and he went at it, in fairness, at 5. Like, he did go at it. But this running down the centre, there was nothing really in midfield. I think that was a high challenge, but there was nothing really in midfield for Ballyboden today. Like, can you remember a time where you were talking about the Ballyboden midfielders? Not really. Whereas the Vincents midfielders, in fairness, for a lot of it, Tom O'Connelly, Mulcahy got on a lot of ball. We didn't really see enough of John Maguire today in the middle of the field. You know, are you better off maybe taking Niall Ryan out there and possibly starting young? I know young Pierce Christie must be injured. I saw him earlier. This was a chance for Ryan, but there was too many on the line. Good save.
He was, wasn't there? Perry, he was excellent as well today.
Perry's very good. I think he's definitely potential, along with Eddie Gibbons, to be really troubling and putting pressure on Sean Brennan in the Dublin goal. Two good lads and two good kids, and you know, well capable of putting in big performances. That was a big Lambert. I'd say he's in the dressing room now saying, look, this is not good enough. Like, yeah, we've got 2 or 3 more games now that we can look at winning, but like, performance like that, it's not good enough from their perspective.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to go off and take a break. I brought some spaghetti bolognese, but you're not having any because you've been mean to me. Kilmacud Crokes taking on Nafina. Throw-in is at 5:30. 5:15 is the time we're on air. 16 points apiece, by the way, the final score from St Jude's against Craig Kieran over in O'Toole Park. So St Jude's and Craig Kieran, who both lost their opening encounters, getting a draw today. Craig Kieran with a mighty comeback in the second half last week, but it wasn't quite enough. St Jude's, well, they have bounced back from their defeat and have got a draw not far from home over in O'Toole Park. There is a game going on in O'Toole Park running concurrently with the one here that starts at 5:30. We'll keep an eye on that. That game at 5:30 is Kilmacud Crokes against Nafina. It could be a good one, and it's one that the world will be watching, as they will tomorrow. That's going way too far, isn't it? It's one that hurling fan Joe's actually walking away. It's one that hurling fans will watch, and you can watch it for free. Listen, I have to promote the coverage. Sometimes I go overboard. That's just the nature of this job. Listen, if you want to watch it, do. If you don't, I'm not going to force you. Nafina against Kilmacud Crokes coming up at 5:30 here on Dubs TV. I clearly need a break, so I'm going to take one. We'll be back soon. Stay with us.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe.